Recorded Books presents Every Knee Shall Bow, Constantine's Empire, Book 2, by Bryan Litfin, narrated by Michael Braun. Prologue, August 314. Though I wanted to speak about the terrible thing I had seen, I held my tongue. At first I told myself it wasn't a woman's place to address such a respectable group of men. This was, after all, a council of eminent bishops and theologians in the Catholic Church. Who was I to speak before such an august gathering? Just a nun from a faraway island, a mere girl, only 20 years old. Why would they care what I had to say? Yet in truth, I cannot blame my silence on my female sex, for the Catholic Church has always welcomed prophetic women into its midst. No, it was more than my feminine soul that silenced me that day. I kept quiet because I felt afraid to do what the Lord was asking. I wasn't sure my words would be well received. What I had witnessed was shocking, and the accusation I needed to make would have caused a rowdy disturbance. The images were clear enough in my head, but if I had described them to the bishops, I would have had to express my testimony with eloquence and clarity. Further, I would have been submitting my memories to judgment and critique. It scared me, for it seemed too hard to bear, and so I held my tongue. Do I wish now that I hadn't? Looking back, I do. But in that moment, my courage faltered. Bishop Crestus of Syracuse was the man who had brought me to Arelati for the important council. Why me? I had asked him. All the bishops will bring along a few priests or deacons, and some nuns, he replied. I have been allowed 5 assistants by Constantine. We will be staying for several weeks in Gaul, and there are always tasks that need doing. Some will require a woman's expertise. I understand, Your Holiness, but why me in particular? Crestus looked at me closely, a slight smile on his wise and godly face. He leaned close and raised his wrinkled finger at me. Because, Flavia, you are a handmaiden of the Lord. He didn't elaborate further, and I didn't press the point. Yet during the long sea journey, I thought often about what he said. He was alluding to the Annunciation at the beginning of Luke's Gospel. By the time we arrived in Gaul, I still wasn't sure what I had in common with the Virgin Mother of the Lord. Yet Crestus must have seen something in me that reminded him of Blessed Mary. The Council of Arelati had been convened by Emperor Constantine himself. Pope Miltiades, may his soul rest in peace, had been forced to confront a church heresy soon after the emperor won his great victory at Rome. Now that Miltiades had passed into the underworld to await the resurrection, Sylvester was the new bishop of Rome. His representatives were at Arelati with Crestus and all the other righteous bishops who opposed the heresy of Donatus. The Donatists believed in harsh treatment of clergy who had succumbed to the pressures of persecution. These priests had denied Christ or handed over the scriptures for burning. Such sinners were forbidden forever, said the Donatists, from serving the holy bread and wine. But my own bishop, like Pope Sylvester, believed in forgiveness from the church for these fallen brethren. I was visiting the market after the council's deliberations were over for the day, when I happened to see the Egyptian bishop of Wolf City sneaking down an alley with a voluptuous prostitute. Malicious. He was an ally of the Donatists, an especially outspoken advocate of legalistic punishments for the disobedient. Yet there he was, cavorting with the streetwalker. I decided to follow him. Malicious was short and quick, like a little rat darting here and there in the busy lane. At times he disappeared in the crowd. Unfortunately for him, the prostitute was a tall, yellow-haired Goth who was hard to miss. I saw the pair dart into
Sample complete. Ready to continue?